Yeah, so I've worked at Pixability for 8 years. I'd like to say that we saw all of this movement to CTV coming, and we anticipated all of this. I'm not sure if that's truly the case, but we definitely had always planned to move into connected television. Pixability has always been about premium video first. And we've worked with YouTube since the beginning. We've always been kind of YouTube focused first, because we feel like for advertisers and for consumers that YouTube is really a good place to watch video. It's a lean back type of experience. You're not necessarily just scrolling through a news feed. People kick their feet up and watch YouTube. So the transition to television screens was definitely natural for Pixability as well as it was for YouTube. And as we kind of anticipated, more eyeballs have shifted to TV screens along watching YouTube. And when I say TV screens, just to clarify on YouTube, there's a couple different ways to watch YouTube on your TV set. And there's a YouTube app, as well as YouTube TV, which is the streaming kind of skinny bundle service. So we run ads on both of those things, but we're really focused on the app on your TV screen. And a lot of people don't know that TV screens make up a large portion of impressions served on YouTube. We've seen as high as 35%, and that YouTube is a major player in the connected TV space, that YouTube makes up over 40% of viewing hours on ad-supported CTV. So YouTube's a power player in the CTV space, and I think a lot of people don't realize that.
So how is it different than the other CTV platforms? And that's a very general question, but if you could sort of, amplify that a little bit for us.
Sure. I think one is pure reach of people. YouTube itself has more than 2 billion monthly active users. So just the amount of people that are watching YouTube, and obviously they're watching on different devices, but they might start something on mobile and then move to TV screens. But YouTube also reaches more US consumers, 18 to 49, in an average week than all cable TV combined. So to compare that to other networks, again, it's just about, it's bigger than the others. I also think a lot of people think the connected TV space is really fragmented, that there's a lot of players, which there are, but the kind of long tail makes up a really small percentage. Again, YouTube makes up 40% of viewing hours. And then there's Hulu, which makes up kind of around 20%. And then there's sort of everybody else. And also talking just about ad supported there, not just the Netflix of the world, which obviously doesn't serve ads. There's another thing that makes YouTube special, I would say, compared to other CTV players, is that you can skip ads, right? So one thing that we do at Pixability is we really make sure we're showing the right ad to the right person at the right time, and that the ad is very targeted to the individual as well as the content. So it's about, we can do a lot of different types of targeting on YouTube, and then measure that as well. So I'd say that is another core difference. And that's, to answer your question, the ability to have a skippable ad format, I think is really important. There's other things that YouTube offers, like shoppable ads, as well as kind of true view for action, things that can really put call to action in the video. And you can do those things on TV screens too. Those are not just all limited to mobile. There's obviously some ad formats that are specific to desktop and mobile, but you can really carry over lower funnel type ad formats onto TV screens, which is great for advertisers. And at Pixability, we help advertisers, with their targeting, and we can look at where you're running your ads and say the types of content you would want, depending on who your audience is. But also we help understand all the different things, because there's lots of different targeting types, lots of different ways to optimize your ads. And we have technology that helps do that as well.
So you guys have recently expanded your platform partners to Amazon Fire, to Roku. What are you learning there in terms of, differences, ways that you can bring your technology over, technology integrations. How is that different and how's that going?
Yeah. So one, I guess I'll start with why we chose those platforms. Again, we're really focused on premium advertising, for what's premium for the consumer as well as for advertisers. So those two are, again, the top players. And there's been lots of news in the last couple of weeks about Roku. They really have started to ramp up their share of percentage in 2020. So they're really the two biggest players in the space. So what we've learned is that each of the platforms, if you look at them by themselves, have kind of pluses and minuses when it comes to things you can target. So Amazon, for example, an amazing amount of data about consumers. So for example, if someone came to us and they were selling a product that is sold on Amazon, Amazon's a great choice to run your ads on the Fire TV, because you can measure things all the way down the funnel. And you can optimize towards competitors or people who put something in their cart, where Roku, has other types of content. So everything has kind of pluses and minuses. And from a product perspective, what we've learned is there are some things that are similar and some things that are different. And that is kind of what we want to focus on, is helping advertisers look at all these different premium video places and understand where's the best place for you to run your ads, because it's really hard. It's hard for agencies, it's hard for brands to make those kinds of decisions, right? So we want to give people the technology that helps optimize their ads. And we're doing that with better planning, better optimization, and better reporting. Those are the three places we're focused on. And again, that's, and it's a little bit different for each of those platforms. But we want to kind of come up with a unified story across those different platforms. The expectations are changing in the market as more ad dollars go to CTV. The expectations change. Where I would say a few years ago, CTV measurement was early on and didn't necessarily have the measurement that other things like YouTube have that are much more mature. So I'll say it is trailing, but I think as things, dollars move, measurement moves. So things are definitely starting to ramp up, and you're seeing more reports about fraud and those kinds of things that are focused on measurement. So I would say measurement as it comes to performance of ads is something that YouTube definitely has an advantage on. Even just understanding the performance of your ads. Again, because YouTube is a skippable ad format, you get a lot more data on if someone is engaging with your ad or they're not. Where on TV screens, most CTV players other than YouTube, people kind of watch your ad, right? It's like a 98% view rate, where for all audiences, so it's a little bit harder to report back and measure what's exactly working compared to something like YouTube, where you can see if someone's actively watching your ad or they're skipping it. Yeah, I think the last couple of years in the industry on YouTube and on other video partners and just social websites as well have been focused around measurement and brand safety. And I think those are things that have to happen, and they're really important in the industry. Where I'd like to see things moving at Pixability and other partners, and just from an innovation, is really more focus around conversions and, again, lower funnel measurement. So really around what is working best and optimization of ads. I see sort of brand safety and brand suitability as really important, even pieces of performance, but again, really focused around what is driving someone into your store, what is making people buy your products. There's just so much available data that it's just important for us to focus on the right things of, are we helping advertisers sell their products?